Hello, 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 everyone. This is Tieshena Mills, but guess what? I'm gonna turn the tables over to my girl, Samira, the Diamond Diva Green, and she's gonna get us started, kicked off. Welcome to the conversation.
Hi everyone, this is Samira, the Diamond Diva, as wonderful Stevie Aisha Mills mentioned just a seconds ago. And we're so excited to be here with you all today for the conversation. This is our inaugural episode of a weekly talk show that will be taking place with myself, Stevie. We have Elena O, who you'll get to meet shortly. We also will be joined later by Tony, as well as M.E. Porter, the Soul Shifter. And so between the five of us, we are the co-hosts of the conversation. We're just excited about this new platform, really showing you how to connect together life and business. So we'll have a variety of topics that we will be sharing with you on a weekly basis. And starting today, we have a special guest with us as well. I'm going to hold off on that though. I'm going to save that as a secret just for a little while longer. For those of you that may not have seen, the post that we've been putting out, but we're excited about that portion as well. But I wanted to take a moment for you to get to know each of the co-hosts as well, so that we introduce ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and start it off. We're going to turn it back over to Stevie so that she can give you a proper introduction of exactly who she is, and then we'll keep this party moving.
I'm just Stevie Mills. Oh, y'all ain't ready, y'all ain't ready. But no, I'm Tieshena Mills, and I am here. They call me fantastic. That is what M.E. Porter has deemed me to be, because I am the fantastic one. But yes, I am an author now. Yay, author, speaker, and coach. And I'm just loving life, living and loving life. My business is just Stevie, and it's interesting because I was watching TV one day, and probably about 3, 4 short weeks ago, and God just really positioned in my spirit to do something with these ladies who are part of this dynamic platform now. And we came together on one accord, which was beautiful. We collaborated, and we just really made it happen. He gave me the vision. I still these ladies around with it with me, and here we are today. So I am super duper uber excited. And I forgot to tell you, they always laugh at me when I say this, but I am Stevie Aisha Mills from the great state of North Carolina, Greensboro specifically, and I am just here to just have fun with y'all. Enjoy life. Let's rock it out. So you'll hear a lot from me later, but I want to introduce you to someone just dynamic. This is my friend. This is my sister girl. This is my um, modern Southern Belle experience icon. And she's laughing because she knows who she is, but she is the beautiful, beautiful, ultra amazing Elena O.
Yay! Thank you. I am Elena O. O standing for Odessa. I am a word lover, a bloom maven, which is why I created Born Again Women in Bloom. It is just a platform to educate, empower, and enrich and support, Christian women who are really on that search to just search their hearts, to renew their minds so that they can have their heart's desires manifest in the world, so that they can bloom into be the fully expressed, fulfilled, and just free vessels of love and light and radiance that God has created them to be. And I am an author as well. I'm a poet. Slow Running Honey, Firstborn Poems of Salvation is the name of my book, and now I can add co-author to mine because I also am a supporter of Cultivating Your It Factor, 14 Must-Haves to Discover, Define, and Refine Your Signature Brand. And what I am always talking about is just that self-image piece, that self-concept piece, how we see ourselves, because how we see ourselves is how we will give ourselves permission to show up in the world. And so, I'm just honored to be a part of this group, to have been invited to this, to just pour out and be poured into at the same time, because it's time, y'all. It's time to bloom, to shine, to be, to share and to just love and live and enjoy life. So yay!
Thank you so much, Miss O. I love that, Elena O.
I
It's
know.
so it's so Jackie O. You know,
Yes.
I just love that. I love that. So officially greeting you. I am Famira, the Diamond Diva, also known as your style translator. And I am here on this earth to help women vibrantly create a signature style that makes them an unforgettable showstopper and truly live their authentic beauty out loud. I do that through fashion styling as well as digital styling so that you as a business owner, you show up on stage or at that business meeting fully operating in your complete confidence in the diva that you were born to be, and you also show up digitally online in the same manner. And so that's what I'm here to do. Nutshell, keep it sweet. I am an international best-selling author for another book that I was a part of, Bold is Beautiful, and I am also a co-author on the wonderful book that we will be discussing today, Cultivating Your It Factor. So yes, now I have 2 books under my belt. I'm loving it, and I'm working on my third to be coming to you sometime this summer. So definitely the stylish creative one of this group, and so everything that I will be talking about will be related to how you can do it with style no matter the topic. So I am so excited to be here as well myself, and so I'm going to turn it over for 2 seconds over to Stevie so that she can introduce our fabulous guest for today, and then we will continue to get this show rocking. I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited to be here and just rocking the conversation.
That's right. We gotta rock it. We gotta rock it. And y'all, okay, so y'all know that everyone has a bio, right? Everyone has this beautiful bio, but I'm just Stevie. I have to do it the just Stevie way. Um, and what we want to do is kind of introduce. I'm gonna introduce my friend. I'm gonna introduce my girl because she's been in this whole cultivating your it factor experience with me. She's seen the crazy side. She's seen the emails. I'm like, girl, I don't know. She's seen all those things, and professionally, she is such an amazing person. And like her business just celebrated the 1 year anniversary, and that's epic. But in that, it's like she has taken what people have not done. Again, I said have not done in 10, 20 years, and she has encapsulated into 1 year. So the sister is bad. Now, she's been on stages and platforms with so many notable people, and they just love her. Everyone loves her. She is so infectious. If you've worked with her, then you'll know that she is not only about her business, but she is about life. She has a story that has captured just hearts and minds of everyone because she's real. That's the one word I could say about Ty. She is so real. And she and I have just worked so beautifully together because, and I tell anyone, I'm like, I know what I know. I know how to rock my it factor. I rock it very well. But the things that I don't know, I find people to rock theirs. And I could not have made a better choice in a publisher, in a publishing company. There is no one that I could have truly, truly just made that choice to be. And the fact that so many women are singing her praises, so many people are singing her praises, that is a God-given gift within inside of her that has been custom designed to be her it factor. And I am just excited about that and excited about her being here and taking time out of her uber busy schedule to be with us. Because, y'all, I know it's on her schedule. Because I have seen it. I've seen the people she's worked with. And she is here with us. I don't take that lightly. And without any further ado, I know it's kind of unorthodox, but that's how we do it around here. Her name is Tieshena Davis. Yeah.
Oh, Stevie, bless your heart. That was like such an awesome, awesome introduction. And I love introductions like that instead of that watered down sales. Oh, done this. Look at all this. Who cares? It's not going to be great. Like, let people know how I am while I'm here, the real me. So I really, really appreciate your intro, and I appreciate you for believing in me and investing in me and having your tribe believe in me, because they could have definitely been like, you will know her, like you can roll with her, but I'm not going that way, you know. But that speaks volumes about you and the people that you roll with. So I'm just excited. And thank all of you for making that mutual agreement to have me be your first guest. Like, this is, first of all, it's a dope concept. Like, hello, change the game, you know, create your own it factor. You ladies are definitely doing that. So I'm excited. Like, whatever you want to know, just let's have a convo. Let's do it.
That's right. That's what it is, and that's why our email address is continue our convo. Love it. What I want to do is to invite someone into the convo. Because she is going to be the one who is sitting back and listening to all of us so that we could tie this convo in together. And she's so beautiful. She's so flawless. Look at her. Um, I think she's saying she can't hear me. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I can't. Mm-mm. No, ma'am.
No.
But
Oh no.
what we're going to do is we're going to pray that Tony can be heard.
Sign, girl. Can you sign? Can you sign?
What we're going to do, I think she's still muted. Okay. Well, I can read lips. So,
Girl,
what we're going to do,
we're gonna make this work. You know, technology is wonderful as long as it's working, but when it's not, it's a fool. But we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna get Tony worked out so we can hear what she has to share with us. So yeah.
while I'm working with Tony to make this happen, I'm going to leverage my gift, skills, talents, and abilities and leverage it to my girl Amira so she can start the conversation. I'm going to be here, but the devil is alive. We're going to bring Tony and her power over here to us. So, she's too fly.
So
I like that necklace, girl. Tony, it's cute. But, but yes, Miss Amira, I turn it back over to you.
So, so what we're gonna just really do is we are using today. Today is actually the first day of pre-sales for the new book, Cultivating Your It Factor, and so we are so excited. Four of the five of us are co-authors on the book. We're still waiting for Emily to jump on. She should be joining us very shortly. She's been traveling cross country, and so she'll be joining the party in a moment. But so what we really just want to do in regards, I mean, the whole purpose of the conversation is just that, to have a conversation. And so we're going to use this time right now to really just kind of start delving into our individual chapters and sharing with you what we shared in the book. And then we want Ty to jump into the conversation too from the publishing standpoint and really just share her thoughts around the publishing of this particular book, and and what she got out of it, because I'm sure she's been privy to the entire process and to the entire book. For those like myself that are the co-author, I've only read my chapter, so I'm excited to get my own copy in order to see what all the other exciting ladies have shared within the book. I know it is going to be amazing. And so since we're starting with me, because Stevie, she have this way of just kind of throwing you under the bus and being like, you doing this, and so
I'm definitely under the bus. I've been called a person.
So I had no intention of going first, but it's all good. The diva rolls with the punches that are delivered to her. And so my subject was on the topic of leveraging. And so my chapter is on leverage and the four things that you need to think about when you're getting ready to leverage an opportunity, because whether you're in business or in life, period, there's opportunities that are always around us. And so really the only question that you have to ask yourself is, are you going to recognize the opportunity when it presents itself? And once you do recognize it, what you're going to do with it. And so that's really what my chapter delves into, four concepts in regards to looking at an opportunity, because not all opportunities are ones that that we should jump right on. And really having to decide, sometimes fairly quickly whether or not this is an opportunity that you want to partake in or not, could be critical to the trajectory of our life.
Mhm. How
Both.
do you decide that, Famira? Like, can you share some kind of ways to do that processing?
Yeah, so for me, we've talked about this offline. I'm kind of unique in the fact that I am equally left brain as I am right brain. So
Hmm.
how I do it is a little bit different than those people that operate in one more than the other. And so for me, I am a creative, so I'm very much a trust your gut type of person. So there's sometimes when an opportunity comes up where I just know in my gut that I'm supposed to do it or I'm not supposed to do it. And I definitely lend to that spirit piece of discernment and knowing whether or not this is something I should move forward with. But even and still with that, I talk about in the chapter how you still have to create a strategy. You still need to create some type of strategic plan to really decide, is this what I need to move forward with? Because a lot of times people jump with no parachute, and sometimes you fly and sometimes you smack the earth. So I mean, so I mean, you really have to be careful on that. Sometimes a lot of my creatives, that I know, they just jump in, feet first, and
Hmm.
sometimes you do need to do that, but you do need to recognize when you don't, because every good opportunity is not the best opportunity for you. And that's where I always try to, teach people and explain to them when I'm talking to them, because, there's a lot of opportunities out here that seem fabulous, but they have to be in line with your overall vision, because it's easy to go astray. So like even with something like this whole concept of what we're doing, I mean, is like the poster child for leverage and the poster child for my entire chapter and what I'm talking about. And just even how, we all came together. It was an idea that Stevie had. And as soon as she brought it to me, I knew this was something I wanted to do. It went in line with what I've been trying to do, and that's to get in front of the computer more, as far as being able to connect with audiences face to face through video, and so and being and kind of stretching myself in that, and so
Hmm.
just really from that standpoint, but it still was like I still need to figure it out, like, was it going to fit with my overall messaging? Was it still going to go with my purpose, on this planet? Is it in line
Hmm.
with that? Different questions that you have to ask yourself. And
Hmm.
so,
That's good. Yeah. Because I think also, it's like who you connect yourself with, who
right,
you, yeah, I mean, it's like being even, strategic about your professional connections, your girlfriend connections and stuff. And I think that when you are even leveraging that, just
right.
relationships, because I mean, everything really comes and stems from relationships and stuff. And yeah, so that's
Def-
good.
it's definitely key. I mean, I'm a relationship type of person, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's very hard for me to even enter into something with people that I haven't had some type of previous relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of, even with this, that was a step outside of my comfort zone, because really coming into this, I only really knew Stevie and Marilyn. I'm still getting to know you and Tony, and so, but even within that, recognizing that all the other pieces was in place. And so for me, it was like, okay, let me step outside of my comfort zone, and I know that the relationship with these other two ladies will be built. And now, I mean, now that we're going live and we're here, it's like, oh, I feel like I know y'all forever.
Mm-hmm.
But, but originally looking at the concept, that wasn't the case, and so, but so yeah, so in my chapter, I really just talk about the four things, and those four things are, elaborate on the opportunity, the exchange involved, the equity, because especially when you're talking about business, we're in it to make money. In
Mm-hmm.
life, we're in it to have additions made to our life and not subtractions. So you have to look at the equity involved and the evolution, because one opportunity can evolve into 20 different things. And so you really want to look at those four areas when you're looking at leveraging. And so that's my chapter. I'm going to be quiet for a moment.
But actually, I'd like to do a mic check on Tony. See what we got here. Tony, mic check, mic check. We can't hear you. I'm still working with Tony. But what I want to do is interject a second to no man to bring Ty to the conversation, and I want to bring her to the conversation to really talk about the fact of, because she's seen book collaborations, right? And she's seen collaborations, and I want her to speak to the fact of just really how some of them have worked and some of them have not worked, and how ours was the same, how it was different. And just speak to that side.
Yeah, Stevie, I have my very first book was a book collaboration, myself and 13 other women.
Oh
And
no.
I'll start by saying, no, we'll do collaboration and and I'll just be straight up and say it. A lot of people are in the dollar. Can ladies hear me? Because you're like kind of from my end.
I hear
You're
you.
kind of going in and out. You're going in and out, but I hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna flow with it. And thank you for Mary. You looking fabulous too, girl. But yes, I've seen people not being super intentional, and I've seen people being very greedy. Just, it is what it is, right? So you have some people where they say, okay, I know I can get a certain number of contributors, and I'm going to charge each of them this amount of money. This is going to help me offset costs, and then I'll make a nice piece of profit. But then the project is SH exclamation 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 phone. I would say that straight up, but and that's what it is, right? So this is the thing. I'm on both sides. I'm the publisher, but I'm also a very, very avid reader. Like, I love reading, and I love investing in small entrepreneurs, micro entrepreneurs, because I like to see, okay, what is this person's gift? Because once again, you talk about leverage from there. You know, how me and this person maybe can hook up, have a relationship, leverage each other's platforms, X, Y, Z. So I actually read the books and not just, read the blurbs. And I'm like, oh yeah, girl, that's a good book, get it. I'm not gonna say that. I like to read. So with that said, once again, it's about being intentional. Okay, be very intentional if you're choosing to do something like this, whether it's a book, whether it's a live event like this, a teleseminar, any type of collaboration. You have to be intentional, and the intention is not about you. If it's just about you, then there's like 10 other ways that you could probably hit a similar goal. But if you're going to do a collaboration, you really have to understand that it creates a we nation, and that we nation is not just going to bring on opportunities for you. It brings on opportunities for the collaborators, and it's a lifetime of opportunities. You see, that's different than just like this one-hit wonder type thing. You start off with the book. Next thing, you're doing things like this. Then you're doing tours, and you're doing X, Y, Z. If you really sit and lay out the different ways that you could leverage this one opportunity, you would have about 25 different streams of income, okay, or revenue. And once again, it's not just for Stevie as the main author. This is something that everybody could do as a group, hit all 25 streams, or individually. Because you have a plan, and it's saying, Elena, your chapter's on this. Here's 25 ways to hit that. Famara, boom. Emmy, my sister from up north. Here's 25 ways, So I will say that. Be very intentional. And I think another thing you asked, Stevie, some of the pros and cons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the pros and cons. So we just talked about some of the pros. Cons is not everybody, and this is what Stevie found out. I found out as well. Not everybody is as invested as you are in the vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. They might be invested in the book, right? I want to get my foot in there because I can ride on Famara platform, and I can ride on Stevie platform, and that's going to blow me up. Not necessarily.
Right.
Not necessarily. necessarily, because guess what? You can collaborate with other people who have a platform, but it comes to exactly what your book is about, and this is why your book is so relevant. It comes to how you rock your it factor, how you cultivate your it factor. Just because you're over here doing something with me doesn't mean you're going to get the same results that I get, because I know how to rock mine. See,
Right.
I'm gonna do my chapter, and I'm gonna rock the hell out of my chapter. What are you gonna do? I don't know. I don't know. So, with that being said, if you are spearheading a collaboration project, interview your people. Interview them. Don't just say, okay, I'm trying to get 25 people. I got these people. They applied. They're willing to pay the money. They can be a part of the book, because if they don't see the vision and they're not invested in the vision, then they're kind of like a waste. It's like you could have kept your money, and I could have had somebody else invest their money, invest in the vision, so that we all can grow together. We all can cultivate together. Because otherwise, just getting your money and you being a part of it, that's not really helping your vision. Not helping your vision. It might help a financial goal, but it's not helping you. So I'll say be very selective in the people that you choose to be a part of your process, and maybe just go ahead and kind of map out, your areas of criteria, your 5 or 10 questions you want to ask them, and straight up ask them, when the book comes out, what are your goals for this? What are you going to do? Like, if I died and just fell off, it just so happened on the day the book came out, how are you going to take this and say, this was the vision, right? And this was my reason for investing in the vision, and I'm going to make sure that we reach the goal that the visionary had for this. Straight up ask them. And then if they don't have an answer, then, they didn't think about it. So why did you want to be a part of it again? To ride my platform? I mean, I've seen it happen all different types of ways. You do have some people that don't care about the vision, right? The leads of the book, they may say, well, I'm not worried about that. As long as they give up their paper, we can do this. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm about creating things that are purposely created, right? That's why I named my company that. So those are some of the, when we talked about the cons, we talked about some of the pros, and I just want to tell them about this book. And why new entrepreneurs need to read this book. But I don't want to, jump too far, so you
Hey,
can read.
tell them why they should read the book, girl.
Woohoo! Well, this is right. You had mentioned earlier, Stevie, the success of my company in 1 year. That didn't happen overnight. I didn't just step on the scene a year ago and learn this whole entrepreneurial thing and boom, became successful. That is so not the case. I failed horribly 8 years ago. That's when I started my first business. I once again, my talents, educational background, all of that, business management, accounting, and I just knew that doctors and lawyers were horrible at organizing things. And I'm like, that's money. Let me go on Craigslist, find a few to their house, organize their home offices, organize their files, because they're horrible, right? I was making money, like that was my side hustle, but as a business. And because I didn't treat it as a business, it failed horribly. Why didn't I treat it as the business? Because I wasn't properly equipped. I didn't know how to really develop a brand, how to develop a brand message. And even back then, I had no clue. I ain't even going to sit here and try to, I had no clue about that, okay? So I failed horribly. A situation like this, having this type of book from just real women, right? Women that's fitting everyday life profiles, women with different perspectives, different gifts. I could have appreciated something like that back then. Right. And maybe even succeeded. Okay? And then 3 years ago, I stepped back on the scene when I left my full-time job. Well, I don't know if I left them or they left me. Let's just say we both agreed to go but my unemployment, because that's all I'm waiting for, because I'm trying to go full throttle with my vision. And thank the Lord, I got my unemployment for 18 months. I was able to go full throttle, and here I am. But with that business that I started 3 years ago, it was successful, but it got to a point where I was stagnated. And because I was stagnated, I lost the passion for it, right? So that's another thing that cultivating your it factor talks about, and it's educating these new entrepreneurs that, you have to be passionate. Basically, at the end of the day, This book is teaching you what really matters. And what really matters is what happens on the inside. That's where it all starts. It starts on the inside. You can start a business that looks so good, right? Your logo, your website, everybody talking about you do this and this and this and this. But you can be the nastiest, ugliest, right? Like, I can say a lot of words, but I'm not trying to say that. We live, right? Like, you can be so nasty and dirty and evil and malicious and all of that on the inside. But yet, the business is the facade. The business is the facade. And then when I come to you for you to serve me, you can't. Because you got a facade, right? So how about we step away from that and create something that's a true extension of you? And the way to do that is exactly what you ladies are doing. Another thing I like about this book, initially when Stevie and I talked about it, remember we talked about having the personal piece, but then also the professional piece of how to cultivate, right? So we talked about the inside work and then some of the business strategy stuff. Just so happened it didn't turn out like that because we didn't get the total number of people we wanted. But let me tell you something. God works things out the way that they need to be worked out, because perhaps this book, which is different, and I have it, you know, I research books every day. It's a part of my profession, and once again, I'm an avid reader. So I haven't seen anything quite like this. Okay, I've seen a lot of entrepreneurial books teaching you a lot of different things, but nothing quite like this that teaches you how to create and nurture your business in a very unique way. A very unique way. So with that said, God worked it out, Steve. Worked it out because maybe he said, okay, we got all that business mojo stuff out there. People can talk about that in their books. But let's really get down to the roots of what we need to teach these new women coming into the game so that they can be successful and they can have longevity and they can build, you know, legendary businesses. And then when other people are looking at them and they go to them to be served, it's not a facade. It is what it is, right? Because what you love it, well, that means you love me, right? And that's what we want to teach women. Create a business where you're not only passionate, but it's just a true extension of you. And that's what Cultivating the It Factor is about. That's why I love it. I can't wait until you all get to read each other's chapters. I mean, everybody go in. Let me just say that. Everybody goes in. Another interesting part, yeah, like everybody, I mean, you all are soulful writers. Soulful writers. And writing it's a skill that not everyone has. And Stevie, I love when she says this. She says, you know, either you're a good speaker and maybe a mediocre writer, or vice versa. And I kind of find myself sometimes being both. I'm like, for some platforms I can speak, but then on the other areas I can really write. You know, sometimes I suck at it. Right. 1,000 times, you know. It's like, but it's so true. With this book, you ladies really go in, and the writing is so soulful. It's not any of the salesy stuff. I hate that. I'm probably known. So far, none of my clients, I don't think they've been mad at me. They haven't told me. But when I see that, we definitely try to cut that stuff out. And just let it be your true voice, right? Talk directly to the person. So this book is a beast. I love it. I can't wait until everyone gets it. And this is the first day of the pre-launch. If anyone that's on right now, if you've seen the ladies posting, get it now for, I think it's like $12 or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, get it now for $12. Yeah, and you guys are going to have some other specials coming up, some really cool stuff. Get it now, because let me tell you, it's going to go back up. Get first dibs now. Yes. Get the autographed copy now, because you don't know where these ladies are going. I mean, I don't know where they're going. I might not be able to catch up with them. Yeah. You know, so
we always gonna make time for you, Ty. We always gonna make time for you.
Yes, we take it. You take it. We're not even gonna make time. You coming with me, because I need you. The next.
Aww. But thank you so much for that. And I just want to jump in right quick because we have been joined, as some of you may have heard from Ty, we have been joined by the fabulous M.E. Porter, the soul shifter. She is finally here with us, and so we are so excited. So, M.E., I just want to give you a chance to say hello to the people and to introduce yourself. And while we're doing that, we might as well just jump into your chapter because I can't wait to hear about what you share in the book, and then we'll continue our conversation.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is real life, ladies. This is real life. I have been traveling. So who knew that I would get to my sister's house and they don't have the internet? Who does that, really? No internet? And so because it's a little bit hood, I had to travel a little bit out of the range to find that actually had some Wi-Fi. So here I am, M.E. Porter, the soul shifter, and I'm so super, super excited to be here with all of my co-hosts and with Ty, my up top, the high five. And but my chapter in the book is soul nourishment. And anybody who knows anything about me, who follows me on social media at all, knows that my thing is that if the soul ain't right, ain't nothing right. And that's basically what I map out in that chapter. When you get your soul right, all is right with the world. I speak of soul, and I think this is how I described it in the book. Is that when I think of my soul, I think of a place that if I could reach inside of me and continue to reach, and I would reach until I touched God. That's the soul place. And if you can get that place right, and all of this other stuff just falls into place. If you can get that complete place of truth, authenticity, where you can really be you in the midst of anything and anyone. You can stand before kings and queens and presidents and still just be you. That is the most magnificent place to be. And everything, all of our genius, all of our ideas, creativity, all of that flows from that place. And so that would be M.E. Porter's chapter in this amazing book. I'm so excited to be part of. Even just the colors, when you just look at the cover of the book, it immediately starts to shift something in you. Just looking at the colors, they're so bright and jovial. So I'm just excited. I look forward to reading everyone else's chapter as well. I want to see what we all have said to encourage one another. And so I'm sorry that I missed the first portion, but I heard my girl, she was knocking it out the ballpark as we do up north. So just I appreciate you all. And again, I apologize for my real life happening today.
No, you never have to apologize for real life. I mean, that's what we're here, that's kind of the premise of the conversation, is to have these real life conversations and talk about what happens. And when you are an entrepreneur and you are a woman with responsibilities and you have other things going on, you just got to make it happen. And so that's exactly what Emmy had to do today.
In the corner of the Burger King. I'm making
a Whopper and a vanilla shake and fries.
Right, I'll take a chicken sandwich. Thanks. Awesome. So we're gonna keep the conversation going. We're gonna go to Miss Elena O and have her share with us her chapter and what she talks about in the book, and keep it going. You're on mute, Alana.
Hello.
Hello. There you
are. Yeah, so, I mean, my chapter just, it piggybacks really off of, what Ty was saying and what Marilyn was saying, just about that soul piece, that connection piece and how you show up in the world, what your underlying motives are for, why do you do what you do? What is that thing that's driving you? And so often the thing that's driving us is that invisible piece that we, kind of ignore. We can let that voice speak inside our heads, and, when we really don't get into relationship with it, to cultivate it and to shape it into what we need it to be saying to us, which is truth, the truth of the scriptures, because soul prosperity is everything. And so if I've got this self-image, if I've got this identity that came from, how I was reared, if I have this self-identity that, I've been told lies about who I am and about what I can do and about what I can be and what I can have in the world, then I'm not going to show up healthy in, relationships. I am going to come to business collaborations and relationship collaborations. And, even my connection with myself, my connection with God, I'm going to show up to get something. I'm going to show up for you to, putting the responsibility of my happiness and my joy and, whatever in your lap. And it's not, it doesn't work that way. That's putting just water, into an empty vessel. And so, my chapter just deals with cultivating your identity in a healthy way, cultivating your self-concept based on the word, so that you move away from, I am wrong to I am good. You move away from I'm not wanted to I know I wouldn't be here if I were not wanted. You move away from I'm alone in the world to I belong. God loved me. God loves me to the point where he has ordered my steps. He's numbered the hairs on my head, and not numbered is not counted. Counted means I have 150,000 hairs on my head. I know I have more than that, but I have 150,000 hairs on my head. For them to be counted says that if one falls out, now I have 149,999 hairs in my head. And I do, because one fell out. But for it to be numbered means that God knows that that was hair 499. You know what I'm saying? And so he has so specified his relationship and his connection and his love and his care of you, that let your identity be shaped by that, by that love, by that mercy, by that forgiveness. Let yourself see yourself through the eyes of God, not through the eyes of the media who says you're supposed to look like this, eat this, drive this, live here, wear this, da 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 da, to be worth anything. You have intrinsic value. And that value can never be taken. It can never be destroyed. It doesn't matter what the pain, what the struggles, because for real, the pain, the struggles, the issues, the lies that you were told, those things were given to you as gifts by God, because he knew that he put something in you that was going to, that you could use that to alchemize, that you could use that to transform yourself into this God created, God ordained, beautiful, radiant, love, light filled vessel, that you were meant to be. And so my chapter goes into not just that you need to do that, but how you can do that. You do it through meditation. You do it through, sitting with the truth and just repeating the truth and muttering it and just letting that thing get in your spirit. It's confessions and declarations. It's taking the word of God and confessing that over your life, confessing that truth. It says in Job 22:28 that you will decree a thing and that it will be established for you. And so light will shine on your ways. Study relationships, those people that we allow ourselves to be connected with, how we visualize, how we image. God, when he transformed Abram's life, he did not just say, Abraham, I'm going to bless you. He took Abraham out and he gave him a visual look at the stars. And if you can count the number of the stars, that's when you'll be able to count the number of blessings that I placed on your life. And if you can't do it, don't even try. Don't even try counting it. Just receive it. Visualize that. Writing and journaling, that's a spiritual practice. And computers, tablets, and, all these techno whatever things, have kind of come into the space, and they're pulling us away from that spiritual practice. But we have to get back to that, and just let ourselves be one with the page. You don't just have the vision, you write the vision, Habakkuk 2 says. And self-pursuit, that's the last one. It's just dating yourself. Take yourself out on dates. And that ain't about the bathtub, the bubble bath with the candles, that's not about the, the nap that you take in the middle of the day. Those things are good. But with self-pursuit, you are taking yourself on personal outings to meet yourself. You're taking yourself on adventures, you know, to discover yourself, because there is a you inside there that needs to get out, that needs to be explored, discovered, expressed, shared, you know, just found. And when you do that, you show up in the world different in your relationships, in your collaborations. You know, you honor your who. You ain't supposed to look like nobody else. So stop trying, you know, stop trying and just be you. That's my chapter.
Definitely. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And so, just to piggyback into what you were talking about, I always say that, you know, it's different to have inspiration, but you're not meant to have duplication.
That's
And
good. That's
so,
good.
you know, and I think even from a business standpoint, that as women, if we get what you're sharing in your chapter first and at the beginning of our business pursuit, it saves us so much, because in business you meet,
Heartache.
you know, you work with various coaches, and of course I'm a coach, so I'm all about working with coaches. But you work with various coaches, you take all this personal development, you take all this business development, and so if you have not done the things that you have said where you truly know you, it's easy for you to become somebody else.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
it's easy for you to just take everything that everybody tells you at face value and feel like, oh, I need to now bend what I was trying to do to fit that. You know, when
Mm-hmm.
you know who you are, you take the good pieces that are meant for you and you run with those, and you let everything else fall to the wayside if it's not in line with who, you know, you are saying that you are and what business you are trying to do. And so
That's
many people don't know how to do that. So
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's so true. Yeah,
I
because I
see
mean,
Marilyn over
success is
there,
now,
like,
you can't
about to have
generalize
a heart attack.
success. Yeah,
I
you
see Emmy.
generalize the definition of success. You know, that's a personal thing. And if I follow you because you're successful, I can do everything that you tell me to do and still come out on the end of that unfulfilled, you know? And I mean, that's just not cool. We get one life. We get one life to be and bloom into ourselves. And so, you know, why not get at it?
Right. And I see ME over there flagging us down, shaking her hands, all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure she got something to say. I see Stevie and Ty both over there like, they was with me in the
So
Amen
I'm
chorus.
like, these sisters are deep. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
y'all gotta get the book because this is just two of them, right? I
Mhm.
mean, we haven't even. Well, no, I'm sorry. Marilyn spoke too, and we already know when Stevie opened her mouth. Like, so it's like, and altogether is 14 of you.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Wow, look at all of this that you're being fed just in this 1 hour. That wasn't even an hour, it was like 10 minutes. And then to get all of this in written form where you can actually highlight and make your notes and reference, like it's okay if you mess up the cover. It's beautiful, but it's all right if you mess it up because you want to have this book in your pocketbook like all the time as a reference. Like that's okay. That's what you should do, right? Use this book. Don't try to keep it pretty. Don't try to, I don't want to scratch my cover. No, scratch the hell out of it, okay?
Yeah.
Go in, highlight, put your tags, do all of that because that's why it was created. It was
Right.
That's
a
good. That's good,
reference
Tieshena.
guide.
Because I write in my books all the time. And I mean, it's like, you know, people are like, oh, I want to read that. Can I borrow that? And I'm like, no, you can't borrow this. 'Cause you
Oh
know,
my.
I mean, I write with the writer. So that's good. That's a good word right there.
I
Yeah, it's a reference guide. That's exactly what it is. And I know that's initially how Stevie envisioned it to be used, and everyone else. And what I like to say is, this is funny. Maybe I should have wrote a chapter in here because you know what? Now that I think of it, because what I always tell people to do is start with a manifesto. And once again, these are the things that I didn't know. These are the things I didn't know 8 years ago, and these are the things I didn't know 3 years ago. And that's why when I created this business, it has been successful to what I call successful anyway. We have reached a lot of milestones in 1 year. But that's because I created exactly what I wanted. And I started with the manifesto. So a lot of what you ladies are talking about in the book, it's really it's a little deeper than what a manifesto is, just like flat out on paper. But I always tell people, number one, start with what do you believe in? What do you believe in? If
Bam.
if this was your world, and you had the same amount of people that you have in it now, but you could run it, right?
Mhm.
You could run it in God's image, in you. What would that look like? What would it be? And the
Good.
people that are being served, how would they be served? So when I say that, we're probably thinking of it now like in this huge aspect, but think about it in your particular business. For the women out there that maybe just started, and this is probably a good thing for you. You're like, oh my gosh, I really needed this because this is what I'm struggling with. So if you're just starting or you're about to pursue this entrepreneurial journey, think about that. In your particular space, if you had it your way. In my space, I said if I had it my way, authors would keep their royalties. So what did I do? I created a publishing company where author keeps their royalties.
Mhm.
People think I'm crazy. I have people there like, but why? The other people are doing this, the other people are doing that. I don't give a damn what other people are doing. What I know is that I'm an author, and I knew how much it took for me to write 2,500 words in my collaboration. I didn't even write a whole book. Okay? So, I mean, am I an author? I don't know. I'm an author. Okay?
Yes.
2,500 words took
Claim
a
my
lot
authorship.
of blood, sweat, and tears. It
Mhm.
wasn't even about the time it took. Like, we ain't even gonna talk about that. But it took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, like literally, because I had to go back and revisit some things that
Mhm.
aren't healed, those wounds. And I just, I mean, it was a lot. So to sit and take money off of a person for the lifetime of the book, come on now, it shouldn't be like that. Not in the world that I envision. If I had it my way, that's not how it would be. So I
Mhm.
created something mirror what I believe in, and then and all of what I'm saying, like I said, it gels so well with this book. The book just is breaking it down in these 14 areas, these 14 must-haves, and I would say that none of them should be overlooked. None of them should be skipped during your process of developing and growing your enterprise. None of it should be skipped. Take the time out and go through each master, each principle. And I can guarantee you, I mean, if you purchase this book and utilize it the way it's supposed to be used, not just reading it, but actually utilizing it as a tool to help you develop your enterprise, I can guarantee you, you're gonna be successful, and you're gonna learn some things about yourself that you didn't know.
Yes.
Um, awesome, right? So go ahead, because I
Definitely.
can keep talking, and this
Right,
ain't
right.
my show.
And believe it or not, like we are like down to the last minutes, and so I want to give a quick minute to say what she's been trying to get out, and then we're gonna go straight to Stevie for her to share with us what she shares with the in the book, so that we can be mindful of the time. This has been so exciting, and we're just like ah. So go ahead, Emmy.
I really just wanted to shout Elena out for using the word alchemize. That's
Yes.
Oh,
what's up. I just wanted
great.
to.
Word lover, word lover, word lover. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And then she dropped the mic. Then she dropped.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Stevie, as the collaborator of this wonderful project, I know I can speak for the other ladies that are here, and the others that are not here, all 14 of us. When I say thank you for this wonderful platform that you built and the vision that you did have for the book, for those of us that truly have joined the project because we saw the vision. I just want to
Yeah.
say thank you for being obedient to the vision that was placed within you. But with that, I want you to share with us not only what you share in the book, but also why you decided you wanted to do this project, and where you saw it going.
Um,
All yours.
Well, y'all know I cry. I cry very easily. But without crying, I just want to thank you all and thank all of the authors and all of everyone who bought the book, because people are purchasing the pre-sales and just doing some dynamic things. But I'm just blessed, excited, and thankful. I call that the real BET. And I am in a zone where I had a conversation with my great friend Elena about a week or so ago. And I might cry on this part, but I was like, it's hard for me sometimes to see this collaboration thing, because for me it is something that can be used as a blessing, And it can also be like my sticking place, my Achilles heel. We were talking about that. And for me, it's something where I see the fruits of it, but I also know the times when I've been left out of it, the fruits of it. And all I can say is to God be the glory for all that He has done, is doing, and continues to do.
Amen.
And the fruit of it all is not even truly about me. And that's why I've been blessed to just see people, like even on the show. You've noticed I haven't said too much. God has placed me in a position, put a call on my life where I bring people together. I kind of invite people to the party, make it fun, and make people want to stay. And so that is the blessing that He has dynamically created in me. And I get joy out of that part. I get joy out of just really having the freedom of everyone to truly rock their hashtag GGIF, which is God given it factor. And once you know that, once you're able to discover, define, and refine that, then you're able to do anything that you want to on earth. And to me, that is my journey. That is my story. People such as Elena have seen the beginning, almost like a child who's trying to get their feet. Um, I was wobbling, and I was on a job I hated. Most people have heard that. I hated that job, and just because it wasn't the right fit for me, it wasn't my it factor. So as I transitioned to this place now, throughout all the hurt and all of the pain and everything, this moment here was the par for that course. I had to go through that course to get here. There was no way I could have been here with you all being that same girl I was. And that's why, I wore my fro today. That's why I wore this understated outfit, because it's not about those external things to me. It's truly about what God has positioned inside of me to bring to life, and to not only bring to life in my life, but to bring to life in the lives of so many people who are impacted. And for me, it was very important. Like Taya said, that when she asked me the vision of the book, I wanted to have it as a handbook for that girl who was on the place she hated.
Amen. Girl.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why you better get this book. I'm saying this is why.
Right.
You got people that's this passionate about. See, this is what I started off talking about. That intention. This is somebody that's passionate. She saw the vision. She executed. She's living in the vision, and she invested in it, and then others came along and invested with her. Somebody to be that passionate, like this isn't just something about, hey, I got a book out, XYZ. She's going to take this, do things with this to transform other lives. So these are the type of people you want to invest in, people. These lovely ladies. Are the type of you want to invest in, you want to hook up with, and guess what? You don't want to get ROI with these type of women. We're not looking at return on investment. We're looking at ROR, return on relationships. These are the type of women that you want to, develop and cultivate that type of thing with. Because, I mean, my God, Steve is in tears, girl.
Yeah. I know she got me up here about to cry. I'm trying not to cry too.
Thank you, Ty, for rescuing me. I need it. I was like,
hard, girl. We don't cry. We hard.
Yeah. So, bringing back to the point. Thank you. I needed that. But it's that real to me, because it wasn't that long ago when I was on that job where I hated. That was only 5 years ago. So this journey is on the pages of the book, and I just realized today that y'all hadn't read the book in its entirety. I have. And so just seeing that, and to know that we have an author who's from the UK, an author from all areas of the United States, to come and to bring in the pages of this book that's going to transform lives. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well,
let me just add really super quick. For anyone who's watching, anyone who's in that place, where you feel like you've been sowing towards, something and you not reaping a harvest. Anytime you, feel like you've been putting your energy in something, putting your money in something, putting your, you've been a bridge to bring other people together, and you are not seeing, or you have not seen the fruit of that yet, that does not mean that the fruit is not coming. You cannot not reap when you sow whatever it is that you have sown. And so, Stevie, I mean, God bless you, and your harvest is, you have not begun to see what you will see.
So, with Elena jumping in and saying that right quick, that takes me to what I was about to do, and that was go around the room and give everybody the last 30 seconds to say what they need to say right
But that
quick
was mine. I'm done.
before we close out. See, that's what happens when it's divine connections. You be so, on one accord that people just be doing it and you ain't even have to say it. So I'm just gonna just go around, allow each of the ladies that have been here with us all hour to have about 30 seconds to just share last thoughts before we close out this episode of the conversation. So we'll start with you, M.E. Porter.
Well, my final thoughts are pretty simple. I'm real plain. I'm real simple, and so I just want to say to anyone who's watching and to all of the ladies who are here present on the panel today, we came here to be exactly who we came here to be. So let's just do that. Let's just do that.
That's good.
Right. Great. And you, Ty?
Hi.
You still with us, Ty?
My advice is probably without. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, now.
Can
Okay,
you guys
go
hear
ahead.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, basically, like what I already said, is just take that time to sit back and look inside of yourself and create your own manifesto. And use this book as a guide. I'm endorsing it not because I'm the publisher of the book, but because it's something I actually believe in. If I wasn't the publisher and I would have saw the ladies promoting this book, I would invest in it because it's something that I needed 8 years ago. So I would invest in it now, not so much because I need it, but I will tell you, I still need it because once again, these systems are deep. Like I'm learning stuff. So I would even get it for somebody else, and that's the thing. I want to make sure that we continue to create new women entrepreneurs that are creating healthy businesses, thriving businesses. So I am going to purchase my own set just so that I can give to women and people who need it. So that's all I have to say. Invest in you and start with this book.
That's good.
Great investment.
And how can we connect with you, Ty? I'm sorry, I wanted you to say that part.
Okay, you can find me. Let's see. Well, I'll just give you all the publishing company stuff because I really don't. I'm bad on keeping up on my personal social media pages. Like, I don't do them at all. The last post is probably from like November 2013. So, you can find the publishing company, Purposely Creative Publishing, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Publish Your Gift. Okay, and then our website is publishyourgift.com. You can email me directly at Tie, and that's TIE, at publishyourgift.com. And please don't send me personal messages on Facebook if you really don't want to like connect, because getting social if we're not going to get social. So if you want to send me a message on Facebook, cool, but don't just leave it there. Like let's connect, let's get to know each other. So that's it.
Awesome. And you, Stevie, last thoughts?
I love that girl.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just thankful. We did it. We came. We saw. We conquered. We rocked it out. And this is April 7th. 7th is the number of completion. It's a perfecting number. So now it's time for the new beginning. Tomorrow is the new beginning. Let's start right now. So make dynamic things happen. Hugs and love. And back to you, Diamond Diva.
And so my last thoughts of the day is just a place of excitement and gratitude. And for all those that are watching us on today or that will watch this, replay later, just really really do what we're talking about. It's one thing to listen and, you get that high and you're like, oh, it's great, cultivating my it factor. And then you just go back to business as usual. I mean, really, the things that were shared within this hour by all the ladies that were on have been, like she said, very thought provoking, very, things that you could take to really kind of evaluate yourself, be honest with where you are, because when you're honest with where you are, then it's easier to come up with a plan for where you're trying to be. As long as you're lying to yourself, all you do is create your own stumbling blocks. You create your own blockage to your blessing. So really just, take the time and cultivate that it factor. Of course, we all here, we believe in the book and we want you to buy the book. But at the end of the day, if you're going to buy the book and it's going to sit on your shelf, there's really no purpose in you buying the book, because you're not going to get what was poured into it for you to get with it sitting on your shelf. You have to really take the time to read it and, and to apply that which is within it, So, but I just want to thank everyone for being here. It has been my pleasure and my honor to act as chief moderator for the day, whether I knew that was going to be the case or not. But, we make it work. We make it happen. Thanks for everyone that tuned in for our inaugural. I just like saying that because it sounds real big. And, we all about words around here. Our inaugural episode of The Conversation. And we will be back here next week, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern, with a new topic of discussion, because the conversation doesn't stop. It just changes. And so definitely tune in with us next week for the conversation. And remember that we are here talking about creating the connection between life and business. Thank you all for joining us. We love you, and we're out.
Bye. Keep cultivating.